Hello, folks. This is Kevin from Good Day, Good Prayers. Today, as you will see, my new camera is hooked up. You're going to see a few more wrinkles. You're going to get to see some age spots on my face and some things I'm sure you don't really want to see, but that's life, I guess. Also, I think you'll notice that this camera has a better sound system from the standpoint of level. You may on your end have to turn it down just a little bit because it may sound too loud. And that's probably a good thing, that the system is a little too loud and not loud enough. Today, I was going to talk about another subject, but I'm going to talk about Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was a Christian. He oftentimes gave his testimony. He oftentimes talked to the young people about serving the Lord. A lot of people will call him a political activist and a lot of other things. But most importantly, he was a Christian and he was a family man. Those are the important things. Those are the things that we should all remember about him. Charlie Kirk was a Christian and a family man. A lot of people are going to tell you that the reason that he was assassinated is because of the fact that somebody didn't agree with his politics. I'm going to tell you that's not the only reason. We are struggling against people from outer darkness. We are struggling against Lucifer and his team of assassins. And that's who they are. They're assassins. They're going to take out as many Christians as they can before the end comes. Now, it's going to come. The end is going to come. And we do need to pray that the things that the Bible talks about as end-time prophecy, that many of those things don't materialize, because of the fact that a lot of the things that are going to happen on the face of the earth are going to be bad enough without Armageddon and some of those kinds of things happening. The judgments are going to come, and we're going to see the judgments. The judgments are going to go against the people who not only refuse to serve the Lord, but have accepted an awful lot of money in order to do the things that they did. I've told you that I was offered a lot of money by those people and I turned them down. I've also told you that I've been on the hit list, the hit parade, if you will, a number of times because of the fact of what I was doing. I was working on the side of the alliance, and I refused to join the dark side. God has blessed me through these years. Number one, I've managed to make it to being an old man, and I didn't know that I would ever become an older person. I figured that I would be gone long before now. But I have had the blessing of being able to see the things that God happens to be doing. If you still believe that there is a Republican and a Democrat system that opposes each other, you're wrong. And I've told you on various occasions that the Democrats, many of them, infiltrated the Republican Party. And I've also told you that the Democrat Party is going to be judged. The judgments that are going to come on the face of the earth, the 21 judgments that happen, are going to go against the people who have been evil. But I'm also going to tell you this, it's not just going to go against the Democrats. There are a lot of people who call themselves Republicans who are also Democrats. It's going to go against them as well. It's going to go against the deep state. It's going to go against the globalists. It's going to go against all kinds of people that are out there. It's going to go against assassins, people who think that they're going to be okay. Many of those people thought they'd be fine and that Hillary Clinton was going to win the 2016 election, and then the United States was going to be completely taken down. That there would be very few people, only people that were in very important positions, that would be allowed to live. And that would just be a minute number. Those people were going to be put in bunkers so that when everything was done, they could be brought out of those bunkers. And then they would continue to do the jobs that they were assigned to. And that was going to be that. Now, it didn't happen that way. God's people won the election. And God's people have been slowly starting to move to a point where eventually they will be completely in charge. The Project Looking Glass, all those years ago, it was during that time that the globalists realized that they were going to lose. They got a group of people together and they assigned them the task of figuring out how they would win. And after almost 2 years of research, they finally came back and said, there's no way that you are going to win. That good always defeats evil. And so you're going to be defeated. And so that's exactly what's happening. That's one reason why the Lord told me in 1991, get out of that party, the Democrat Party, because it's going to be judged. I was well into my 30s, almost 40 at the time, and I had been a Democrat all those years. I called myself a give 'em hell Harry Democrat. But the Lord had a different plan. I fought with him for a year, from February of 91 to February of 92. And then I heard the audible voice of God yelling at me, said, I told you to get out of that party. Now you get out of that party. That was my day of reckoning. There were one of two things was going to happen. I was either going to be a Democrat and a backslidden Christian who was all done. That was it. Or I was going to move forward, no longer a Democrat and still a Christian. I was never, in fact, I left the Democrat Party and became a Republican that day. But I was never told by the Lord to get out of the Republican Party. As I began to realize that the Republican Party was controlled by the Democrat Party, and that most of the high-up people in the Republican Party at that time were Democrats. That is the reason I left the Republican Party, because it was just the same as the other party. Now it is slowly moving back to the point where it's a more godly party. And the people that are leading the party today, people such as Mr. Trump, who is a man of God, and many of the other people who are children of God, they are the ones that are leading the party, turning it back to Jesus. But I'm going to tell you something. There's a lot of us who are going to be targets. Mr. Trump has been a target many times, and many of the other people have been targets or are going to be targets. We need to pray for these people because we need the leaders that serve Christ to be in office. Those who are not going to serve Christ, they need to leave office. The people in the Democrat Party who are telling the constituents to kill, those people need to leave, and they will. They will be judged. They're going to go through the boils and all that stuff, and they're going to be judged. And once they're done going through that, then there's going to be some other things that are going to happen. Don't be surprised if there are other Charlie Kirks in this world. Don't be surprised if other people are being murdered in this world. Because right now, Satan is like a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour, and he will devour you if he can. So you need to be in prayer, and you need to trust the Lord. You need to be watchful. We all need to be on the wall, as the Bible says. This is Kevin from Good Day, Good Prayers, and I want you to have a good day. A good day will always start with good prayers, and if those good prayers reach the throne of God, that's the key. But not only for having a good day, you want to be praying about the fact that God will protect you and your family during this time. So, with all these things being said, even though the severity of today's message, you have a good day.